Well, hi kids, children, adults, grandparents, people of all ages. You might be a cat, you might be a dog, or anything in between, or an inanimate object. As you know, this week is Peripherals Week, and today I'm going to talk to you about printers. Remember, yesterday was monitors, but today, printers. Oh boy. Let's see if I can take 15 minutes of your time with this today. Printers. What to look for in a printer? First of all, you need to know what kind of printer you're going to get. Are you going to get an inkjet, such as that? A laser printer? Or, and believe it or not, they still make these, dot matrix printers. You know, the things that you don't see very often anymore. Some businesses and places still use them, but anyhow, you hear the thing with the ribbon that goes across. It goes. Yeah, that obnoxious shrill noise like I just did. Yeah, dot matrix printers. That's what those are. They still make them. Now I'm going to talk to you about the three of them and what might be good for you. Inkjet printer. If you're printing photos, pictures, you know, like, I mean good, high quality pictures, inkjet's probably better for you. If you like to print a lot of color, and if you're cheap and on a budget, inkjet might be better for you. Also, inkjet printers normally will consume less electricity and require less power to run than a laser printer, which is going to move us to that topic. Laser printers. Laser printers are normally a little bit faster in most cases. You don't have the worries of ink drying up because you've used toner instead, which is like a powder-like substance that gets melted to the page. I'm not going to go through the whole process of how a laser printer works, but essentially that's what happens. Normally you can squeeze more pages out of a cartridge than you could an inkjet printer, which means less times you're going to buy cartridges. They're a little bit more money, but you actually probably get a better, you know, price to page ratio. Hold on. But laser printers normally can handle heavier workloads, whereas you're printing a lot more stuff to it, such as documents and things like that. A monochrome laser printer, which monochrome means black only, black, and of course your white paper. Monochrome laser printers are very good for office productivity and printing documents a lot. They do make color laser printers. They're probably for more like your graphics. And professional roles could be magazine-like items, things like that. And then, of course, we have dot matrix printers, which you don't see as much anymore, but they're still around. You want to use dot matrix printers more for like carbon copy stuff. You know, some businesses use them to print receipts out, things like that, but otherwise they're kind of going wayside. And they're obnoxiously loud. However, you don't have to worry about replacing toner or anything like that. And instead of when the ribbon runs out, instead of the print quality just dropping off and dead in the middle of your print job, it just fades gradually, and so then you don't have to reprint everything again. And they're also pretty slow, those dot matrix printers. Ways you can connect your printer. Parallel, which is pretty much going bye-bye, if it isn't already. A lot of computers don't even support parallel anymore. It's the big, long, pink connector that's on your computer, if you have one, which a lot of computers don't now. USB, which is probably the most popular way of connection. Wirelessly, and through your network, Ethernet. patch cable, whatever you want to call it. If you have several computers in your house, you're probably going to want to look for a printer that has network capabilities on it, so you can connect it directly to your network, and so any computer in the house can print to it. Another option you have for that is print server, where you connect your printer to the print server, and then it connects to your network, and all your printers or computers can print to it. But it's best and cheapest, if you're looking around for a new printer anyway, just get one with built-in networking capabilities. Now, in our home, we've got a couple inkjet printers. We've got 2 inkjet printers, mine, and then there's one upstairs in the living room that are just hooked up directly to the computers through USB. Then we have a monochrome laser printer that is hooked up through our network that all of our computers, including these ones, can print to. And even my laptops can print to it. Doesn't matter, because it's through the network. Now, with that being said, I could still, right now, from my computer here, or any of these, print upstairs to the inkjet printer in the living room if I wanted to. However, that computer that it's plugged into has to be on, because it acts as the print server for that printer, basically. So in order to print to that printer upstairs, that computer that it's connected to has to be on. And of course you have to have printer sharing enabled, etc., etc., etc. But setting up your printer through a network, if you had the choice to go between Ethernet and wireless, go Ethernet. If you can. If it's at all possible for you to go Ethernet, do it. Don't go wireless. Especially if your printer supports it in the first place, but because your printer probably won't have a screen on it where you can configure your wireless very easily, so it makes it very difficult to set it up. Because our laser printer upstairs, it can print wirelessly. It can be connected to the router wirelessly. But of course, wireless is not as stable as an actual wired connection, and it's a pain in the rear to configure on it because it has no screen on it. So have fun with that. Right? Right. Things to look at printers as far as specifications is print quality, or DPI. That's how many little, that means dots per inch, which is exactly what you think it is. That means when you print, how many little dots can it squeeze into 1 square inch. That's basically what DPI is. So of course, the higher the DPI, the more dots it can squeeze onto a page in 1 inch, which is good, which means that you can't see the dots when you look up close in the picture, so it means better real looking picture and higher quality. Another specification that oftentimes looked at printers is pages per minute, the speed, which is the speed of the printer, and it's not to be taken as a definitive guide to tell you how fast your printer is going to print, but that's just what they're saying. At the best case scenario, the fastest your printer is going to print is at this pace, and it depends on the kind of paper you're using, at what setting quality you've got it set on, etc., etc., etc. But ppm, if you see that, that means pages per minute. Normally, if you're printing in black, it's going to print much faster than if it's printing in color, because obviously then you're throwing several colors together. To jump back to inkjet printers for just a minute, some inkjet printers will have like 2 cartridges in them, some even just 1, but most of them have at least 2 cartridges in them. Some of them have like 6, 7, 8 cartridges in them. This printer has 5 cartridges in it. 5? But don't you have that one color cartridge and the black cartridge? No. Not exactly on this. That's one of the reasons why I like this printer, is because you have a black cartridge You have a photo black cartridge. You have your cyan cartridge, which is the blue. You have a yellow cartridge and a magenta cartridge, which is pink. So basically, each cartridge is an individual color. So if that one color runs out, you just replace that one color. Whereas you buy the printer that most of them you see with the tricolor, where it has the magenta, the cyan, and the yellow all in one. You know, you run out of one color, you throw the whole cartridge away. You waste the rest of that ink. One of these, you don't. You just, once that color's out, you just replace that one color, you go on. And then when the next color runs out, you replace it. And normally cartridges are a little cheaper on this too. But anyway, of course you also want to look to see what kind of media your printer supports, as in paper types and sizes. Depending on your job, you might want a bigger printer that'll support bigger sheets of paper. Or have one like mine where it prints regular sheets of paper and glossy, and you can print the little tiny one sheets too if you want, the 4x6 or whatever. Some printers also will have built-in USB ports where you can connect a camera to it, so it'll print directly from your camera. Some printers will have built-in scanner. Me personally, I don't like the all-in-one units where it's a printer scanner all-in-one unit, because while they're convenient, because it's more compact, because you're combining your scanner and printer all in one unit, it might be convenient, but troubleshooting the things in those kind of printers can be a nightmare. And driver software issues are more prominent in all-in-one units than other standalone printers. Of course, then you can also have some printers that have built-in camera card readers, so you just put in your camera card reader directly into your printer, and you can either print directly to your printer or transfer them onto your computer through your printer. Also, some of them have built-in fax machine, which normally sometimes these all-in-one units will have that, and also the all-in-one units will have direct copying where you don't have to go through your computer software to copy something. I would certainly hope so if it's all in one unit. But me personally, I just don't like all-in-ones too well. I'd rather take up a little more space to get exactly what I want and be a little easier to figure out what's wrong with the thing if there's an issue. Of course, make sure that the printer you're buying is supported by your operating system or version of Windows or Mac or Linux or whatever that you're using. But anyway, I'm getting close to the 15-minute marker. There's more stuff to talk about printers. I'm sure I missed a lot, but it gives you a general synopsis of them. So, there you can see twist up. This is Nerd Ngong, and I approve this message. Vote for me next week, even though you won't see me anywhere on any sort of ballots, because I'm not running. But you can vote for me anyway if you would like. But anyway, this is Nerd Ngong, and I approve this message. And I'm going to give you a quote of the day. Believe it or not. Here's the quote of the day. You got to get to where to get to going, because you don't get to where to get to going. You got to get going. That's my quote of the day. Okay, so anyway, that's probably annoying and obnoxious, so I will leave you alone now and quit wasting your time. So anyway, goodbye until the next time, which who knows what peripheral it will be next. Bye-bye.